In our last session, we talked about Samson and Delilah. And you wonder, how could Samson get himself into that situation? Let me make a statement that's worth remembering. When the emotions of lust are activated, the reasoning capacity of the people involved is inactivated. Let me say that again. When the emotions of lust are activated, the reasoning capacity of the people involved is inactivated. And so from the outside, when you're not engaged emotionally in what's going on, you wonder, why can't they see it? Why can they not see the danger they're in? You know why they can't see it? Because the danger is in their blind spot. Those of you who drive cars, you know, when you want to change lanes, you look in the rear view mirror to see what cars are coming in from the back. And if it's clear, you look in your side view mirrors to see if there are any cars on the side. Now, the side view mirrors will show you a particular area that can see, but there is a blind spot on the side where the side view mirror or the rear view mirror cannot tell if there's a car. Some of the more modern cars have a little beeping light that comes into your rear view mirror that tells you there's a car, and even though you cannot see it, it's there. You'll be very wise to pay attention to the beeping light. Now, our spouses see our blind spots. If your wife tells you, I don't like the way that man looks at you, I don't like the way that lady spends time with you, if she tells you that, don't accuse her for being insecure. But let's assume that she is indeed insecure. It's your responsibility as her covenant partner to help her with insecurity and not to rub it in. Remember, she is seeing what is in your blind spot. So don't argue. Find out, is there danger or is she mistaken? Pay attention to her even if she's mistaken, because she's seeing something you cannot see. Let's go into another scenario. We're going to call this the pregnancy factor. The pregnancy factor. 50% of affairs happen when the wife is pregnant or when she's gone out to have the baby, she's in the hospital, or during the first year of nursing that baby. 50% of affairs. Is your wife pregnant? You're in danger. Is she in hospital right now having a baby? You could be in danger. Have you already had the baby and your wife is nursing that baby, and for the next 1 year she's going to be exhausted? Maybe she had a cesarean and requires several weeks of healing. And during that first year, the hormones that are surging in her body that help her to nurse the baby also give her some amount of comfort. She is not really craving for sex, but you are as her husband. And she's always tired, as she should be. And you are supposed to help her to be able to get some time of rest. And if your sexual needs are not being met, you could easily tell yourself, let me find out who else can meet that need. Instead of servicing your wife so she can meet your needs, it's very, very easy to look for it out there. So 50% of affairs happen during that time. When the wife is paying attention to the baby, she feels really quite fulfilled. Many wives love to have conversations, and she can have conversations with this baby who is not even talking back, but she loves to talk to the baby. Oh, you're feeling hungry. She's having conversations and getting quite fulfilled. But for the husband, he needs more than conversation. And so watch out. Care for one another. In a covenant, when one covenant partner is not fulfilling their part, the other partner comes alongside them and finds out, what is it that I can do to help you fulfill your part? It's not like in a contract where you walk away because the contract partner is not fulfilling their part. In a covenant, you fulfill and help the other fulfill their part. Are you thinking about an old relationship that you want to resuscitate simply because your wife is not completely available to you because she just had a baby? Take that thought captive and bring it to obedience of Christ. It's been found that people who are active sexually before they got married are more likely to have an affair than those who held themselves without having sex before marriage. Some of you are thinking, do such people exist? Talking about the pregnancy factor, some women feel completely unattractive when they are pregnant. Their body shape changes, they put on weight as they ought to. They ought to be putting on this weight. They are eating for two people. And as they get bigger, they feel that they are not as attractive as they used to be. If they have a husband who does not affirm them, it's very easy for that woman to feel quite lonely. But there are men out there who love to spend time with pregnant women, who love to affirm them on how they look and how they're developing and how their hair is glowing. And if this woman is not getting affirmation from the home, it's very, very easy for her emotions to be hijacked by some other guy out there. There are men who love to have affairs with pregnant women. That may sound troublesome to you, but it is a reality. Let me paint another scenario, the family tree factor. There are families where adultery is commonplace. The grandfather had children outside of the marriage and they only became visible at his burial. Your father had similar children and now you're in that situation where you're struggling with affairs. And some of you have resigned. This is my heritage. Don't resign. You know, there are families that have got diabetes and cancer in their background. Do you ever resign that that is your heritage? No, you don't. You do everything you can to watch your diet so as not to develop diabetes. You do everything you can to watch your diet in order to delay the development of cancer if indeed it will eventually come. You don't walk into it saying, this is my heritage. In a very similar way, if you have a heritage where adultery is commonplace, you can be the first generation that brings it to an end by following the promptings of God as you grow up in your Christian life. We've also found that partners who are raised in a polygamous home are more likely to have affairs than those who are not, especially if they are children of the second or third wife. But we've also found that partners from such homes are also more likely to forgive an affair than those who have come from monogamous homes. I'm only mentioning these facts so that you can bear them in mind to find out how susceptible you could be for an affair. In single-parent homes, there's a lot of neglect, not by choice. The parents may be very, very caring, but they are not always present with the children. They have to go out to work to be able to care for their children. When they are gone, the children are susceptible, but they themselves are also susceptible to an affair. And it is this susceptibility to an affair that breeds other children who are also equally susceptible. Now, I'm not saying that children born from single-parent homes will have affairs. We are just saying that children born in those homes are likely to be involved in affairs.